I gave it everything, so I'll give it 10. When asked to rate his performance on a scale of 1 to 10, just minutes after he lowered his own 400 U18 World Record in 2024, Quincy Wilson had given himself full marks. But well, if that performance at the Holloway Pro Classic last year was a 10, today was probably an 11 because what he just did in Memphis was out of ordinary. When faced with a challenge to go against a 29-year-old Tokyo Olympic gold medalist and 400 maven, Wilson proved no hurdle is big enough for him. But how did he do that this time? Well, when it was known that Quincy Wilson would be coming to the 2025 Ed Murphey Classic, everyone knew it was going to be a tough test to pass. Even though Wilson had been unbeaten in the 400 outdoors this season, facing a Tokyo Olympic gold medalist, Steven Gardiner, and two speedy rivals, Will Sumner and Bryce Deadman, who had defeated Wilson in the past, looked difficult. But when D-Day arrived, it was Wilson who emerged at the top. And he didn't just win, he won in world record time. On Sunday, July 12th, in the men's 400-meter invitational finals, Quincy Wilson left all three of his mighty competitors in the dust. He finished first in 44.10s, whereas Steven Gardiner, the former 400-meter world champion, who was right at the back of the race for the first 30 seconds, suddenly stopped running right before coming off the final curve and entering the home stretch, while Gardiner stood still on the track with his hands on his knees, evidently struggling with something. It was Quincy Wilson who went on to take the win home. And in doing so, the Bullis prodigy lowered his own personal best of 44.20s and shaved off 0.10s from his own U18 world record. It's probably also a new American U18 400-meter record. The USATF Records Committee is yet to verify this. Now, just 3 weeks away from the U.S. Nationals. This is something, right? Moreover, this 400 time has now enabled Quincy Wilson to lower his U18 world lead from 45.27 to 44.10s this year. Also, if compared with the seniors, this would be the fourth fastest time this year, tied with Matthew Hudson Smith's Prefontaine Classic time. By now, it's just unreal the number of times Wilson has lowered the U18 world record. Last year, he ran a 44.66 S time at the U.S. Olympic Trials Round 1 and 44.59 in the semifinals, both of which were credible U18 world record runs. It was after 42 years that anyone had lowered Darryl Robinson's 400 U18 mark, and Wilson did it twice in 3 days. The same year, he further went on to lower it to 44.20 at the Holloway Pro Classic. And now, in 2025, he's breaking it for the fourth time. His reaction? I went out there and shot out like a bullet. Well, doesn't this call for celebration? It certainly does. However, while celebrations were underway after Quincy Wilson's win, he couldn't be part of it all, as one rule restricted him. What exactly happened? We'll tell you. It's a likely tradition at the Ed Murphey Classic that the winners are handed a bottle of champagne. But in Quincy Wilson's case, this turned dicey because the athlete is just 17 years old, under the national minimum drinking age of 21. But just when the celebration was about to come to a standstill, Wilson's coach stepped in. Yes, Quincy Wilson's coach saved the day for him off the track, while Wilson unveiled his magic on it. Coach Joe Lee, the Bullis High School head track and field coach, was the one who stepped in and accepted the bottle on behalf of the teenager and lived up to Ed Murphey Classic's tradition. He popped open the bottle and sprayed the contents around in the joy of Wilson's world record win. Interestingly, Coach Lee has a story every time Quincy Wilson makes a junior world record. Last year, it was Lee who supported an upset Wilson, who had missed making it through the Olympic trials, to give another attempt. When Wilson went to him and said, "I didn't want to feel that feeling again," the coach asked him to put in 2 weeks of work and show up at the Holloway Pro Classic. Well, that resulted in a world record. And this time, it's a champagne story. Let us know what you think of their dynamic and Wilson's sheer talent.